welcome to this Flexia tip. Today we're talking about side overs on the box and how to position your body. And I love this exercise because it is the sneakiest way to get people who are very, very proud of their positioning to feel humbled. And that is because where your pelvis is and how you set your reformer up makes such a difference to how you experience this movement. So I have my reformer set up in this basic position. It's a short box up against the shoulder rests. My gear bar is in the home position. I've got all my springs on, and of course, my foot strap is accessible. So the basic position here is seated on the box with a little bit of space between the edge of the box and your hip, and that's because we're going to roll on to the side of the hip. Now, the leg closest to the foot bar comes under the foot strap, and the leg closest to the ropes can either lay over the front of the box, that's my preference, or the classical way is to have it tucked in front of you on top of the box. It is up to you how accessible this leg position feels. For some of you, it can really make the exercise feel harder or more intense, and for some of you, it's like, I can't even feel my obliques because my leg is trying to do something it doesn't want to do. So my preference is typically to have the leg hanging over the front. Now, you can see here when I'm seated tall that my leg that's under the foot strap is bent. Eventually, I want it to be straight, okay? So if you are a small person and you need to shorten this distance because your leg is already straight, just move your box on the carriage more toward the foot bar. Now, if you're a tall person and you're like, I feel scrunched, I'm already cramping, oh my God, you're gonna reach down and move your gear bar out. Okay, so now I've got a little bit more space here. Eventually we want this leg to be straight, but that leg is going to be straight once you lean. So you can see as I lean to the side, the leg gets straight. I really flex my ankle, hook under that strap. And this is where we create the length. If you can't straighten your leg here, then you need to move the carriage out a little bit more. I want a straight leg because that allows your pelvis to come into the right position, and it really allows you to hook under the strap. You are going to trust the strap here and use your leg under the strap as an anchor. So now that we've got the right setup of the reformer, you can tip to the side. And I'm going to put my hand on the headrest here just because I want to find the right position. So my toes on the foot under the strap are pointed almost forward, not quite, because that takes my whole top leg and brings it forward. One of the most common things I see people do here that inhibits feeling this exercise is that when they lean back, their hip is open and they're kind of leaning back at an angle. I want to see your top hip roll forward. You're going to get really on the side of your bottom hip, and all of a sudden you're going to feel way more work in the side of your waist, right? So the top hip needs to be rolled forward almost more than you think it should be to be in a nice long straight position. If I was your teacher, I'd come around, put my hand, with your permission, on the back of your low back and push the hip forward to get it into the right position. It's very easy to rock backwards. Chest starts to point up, belly button starts to point up. Don't want that. So we're going to keep everything nice and straight here. Now, the final part of this is to find a straight torso position. And this is really hard because it takes a lot of work. So if you were to take your hand off of the headrest, you need to be able to hold your upper body in a straight line as if it was continuing from your straight leg, right? Very important we have that straight leg and straight hip because the upper body is going to follow it. If we're really tired, we get a straight line and then a bend, right? This is not what I'm looking for, where your upper body feels really heavy. I want you to find the straight line, lengthen through the heel, lengthen through the crown of your head, and now if you take your hand up, you've got an relatively even length on both sides of your waist. And that is really hard. And even as I'm just sitting here, my hip wants to rock backwards, oh my God, so don't let it.
This is a quick interruption to say that if you like this video, you should check out the Flexia Reformer, a studio-grade reformer designed to fit in your home and your life. You'll never wonder how you're doing or what to do next with the award-winning online studio that delivers real-time feedback and after-class report cards. Go to flexiapilates.com to learn more. All right, back to your video.
Keep it still here. And then finally, keep your chest lifted. So we're not rounding forward. I'm exaggerating here, but we don't want to round forward. We want to keep it up nice and tall. And as we add choreography in your class in the side overs, it might be really complicated. And if it feels like you have no idea where you are in space, you come back to that center position and work on holding it, because that builds your muscular endurance so that class over class you can get stronger in the right ways, so that you can slowly start adding a little bit more movement, like arms, side curls, rotation, without sacrificing your form. So it really is about the building blocks in getting into your side overs. Now, if you have pain on the side of your hip when you lean over, you can try putting some padding, extra padding between your hip and the top of the box. Sometimes if it feels super bony, I'll take 2 pads. So if you have 2 foam pads, and I'll create a little runway around that bony portion of the hip. So there's like a little donut hole where your hip bone wants to go, and then the pads are supporting right next to it. And that can take some of the pressure off as you lean over. Now, if you're having pain in your knee of the leg that's under the strap, I want you to think about, is it pain, acute pain, it hurts, or is it sensation? Because sensation is okay. When we're in this position, you might be feeling a lot of things in addition to or instead of your obliques, because we don't work the side body very much day to day. Even in Pilates, it's something we have to actively think about programming in the classes. Are you on your side? Are you resisting or creating force in the lateral direction? And so it's okay that you might feel something in the side of your neck even, or down the side of your leg, because there's force being transmitted there. So I just want you to be careful of, is it pain or is it sensation? Is it effort? And pain, we would say, back off, talk to your doctor, make sure that things are okay, find another exercise to work the leg on the outside and the upper body on the outside. But don't be alarmed if I'm saying, hey, you should be feeling this in the obliques, and you feel it in a lot of different places. That's okay. Right? That is okay. We're working on balancing out all of the muscles in your body through Pilates. So I hope this tutorial helped you get a good feel for how to troubleshoot your side overs during class. Let me know if you have any questions down below in the comments, and I'll see you